We've just had a couple of weeks of really cold weather with some snow and sleet and slush, and they've been gritting the roads. And I went out the other day, and when I was driving along I heard this strange noise. So I reckon the salt's got somewhere in one of the bushes and making it squeak. So I'm going to have this wheel off and find out where the noise is coming from. Okay, the points that can actually make noise, squeaking noise, are the rubber bushes. This is the nearest one in the top link, and then there's one at the back in the rear link. Now, I replaced this recently. If we go down under the car, you've got the bush in the shock, which is just there. That's a new shock, and then behind it is the rear link, and that's got bushes in both ends, and they're new as well. But I'm a bit suspicious of these because these are eBay ones and they may not be any good. I'm spraying WD-40 onto all of the bearing faces. And you can actually see how rusted these things are, and that's just from having a bit of road salt and not having the opportunity to wash it off. Of course, the ironic thing about this condition is you can only simulate it by putting the wheel back on and bouncing it back up and down again. So let's see what happens when I do that. Well, it's still squeaking, but it's much less sharp. So if I get some more fluid in there, it sounds as though it's coming from this side. Hopefully that will stop it making that noise. Right, I've taken the other side off as well because I can hear a slight squeak from this side. Now, what you've got to bear in mind with this car is I've changed the top link, the bottom link, the shocks, the drop links and the ARBs. If you look into the back of the car there, you can see the pivot point for the rear swinging arm, and there's the spring, and then obviously there's a pivot point there. I'm just lubricating all of these with WD-40 to wash them out, and then I'm going to go over them with a handy lube, this kind of lubricant that's used for door hinges when they service your car, and hopefully that will stop the noise. This is the kind of hard frost we've been getting, and this is what's setting it off and making it squeak. Obviously everything tightens up, all the bushes and the bearings tighten down. So I've left it overnight, and hopefully now it shouldn't squeak so much. Let's have a go. Oh, it's still squeaking. Anyway, I'm going to load it up with parents and try and see how much better it is with them in it. To finish the job off, I've sprayed every moving joint with some Hammerite wax oil. That comes in a can. You have to heat this up with a kettle or hot water and run it under the hot tap so that it sprays easily, because it's below zero today. But I've also taken the opportunity to do some of the chassis as well, and now we can test that we've lost all the squeaks. Okay, so we'll bounce the car. Absolutely silent now. Just do the other side just to make sure. All I can hear is my coat rustling. Perfect.